Well, we're using the credibility that the British government has earned by getting on top of its debts to help private sector construction projects, big infrastructure projects, the kind of thing you see behind us. And it just shows that the coalition government is using the hard-earned credibility of the difficult decisions we've taken to make sure we're helping the economy prepare for the long term, create the jobs for the long term, and using these guarantees to provide the infrastructure for the long term.
But you're setting such tough conditions around these projects. Why aren't they attracting money from the private sector in their own right?
Well, I'll ask the Chief Secretary, Danny Alexander, to say something, but look, we are saying if the project is ready to go, which is a perfectly reasonable condition at a time like this, then we're ready to step in if it's needed and help the project get off the ground. And it is working in partnership with the private sector, with business, to create jobs, to create infrastructure.
Danny Alexander, why can't they get money from the private sector of their own accord?
Well, as we all know, the problems in the world economy are causing problems in the financing markets for a lot of these projects. So many of those projects are saying to us, we might not be able to get all the money together to fund these projects to the timescale that we expected. By offering these guarantees, we can use the strength of our balance sheet, the strength of the public finances, which we've helped to create as a coalition government, to enable those projects to go forward.
That means you're taking on the risk if these projects fail.
Of course we are. That is part of what taking on a guarantee means. But because these are projects that are otherwise very well set up, that have got everything in order to go forward, actually they're projects that would go forward quite normally in normal circumstances in the financial markets. But at the moment, we need to use the strength that the government's built up over the last 2 years to enable projects that are going to create thousands of jobs across the country, that are going to provide vital facilities for communities and people all over this country to go ahead now. That's part of what this government is trying to do to get our economy moving.